One more try.
You got it, man. You got it.
All right. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
Man, Western Conference is so crazy, bruh. The Thunder lock up the 1 seed. Unless the Rockets fall off, they pretty much have the 2 seed. And then I think from like the 3rd seed to the 8th seed, it's like, it's between Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Kings and the Mavericks are they're pretty firmly in play-in position.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure who's gonna make it out the West. I couldn't tell you.
The West is so competitive this year.
I couldn't tell you.
It's much more competitive than the East, easily.
Much more, yeah. I mean, cause listen, assuming that if it stays the same from when we're recording this, I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about the Clippers and the Nuggets, cause I mean the Clippers, they have they got Kawhi and James Harden, so they're a good squad. But I mean I can't underestimate Jokic. Man, I can't, cause he might. Listen, I think they broke my boy Yoke. I can't.
I don't know I don't know what Denver's doing. You don't just fire Mike Malone with 3.
Oh yeah, they got that boy out of there.
3-4 games left in the year.
You're fired! What?
What's going on?
Never in my life, man.
First Taylor Jenkins, we thought what's going on in Memphis, and now Mike Malone, he just won them a championship less than 2 years ago. So there's something probably more that we don't know that's going on.
I mean, yeah, some stuff's
Denver.
come out. Yeah, some stuff has come out.
Yeah.
About the straining relationship between Calvin Booth and Mike Malone, because Mike Malone has this sort of history to not play his younger players, and it's kind of reflected badly because aside from Christian Brown and Peyton Watson, I don't think any of the young players on the Nuggets have really developed or turned out great.
But I think they have potential.
I think they got potential, but as far as moves go, I don't know if making a dib on the young core thing was the right thing to do, especially because what Calvin Booth said that Jokic's prime was 10 years, and we're at the halfway point of that 10-year point now, and it's just the main thing people have been saying is just they need a reliable second option, and I guess with how Jamal Murray has been this season,
And he's been hurt. Something to look at.
It's not it. And Aaron Gordon's been out too, and Michael Porter Jr.
Never swing the rock.
Like we said in the last episode, it's when it comes to Jokic, it's just he's the engine for the Nuggets, and it's anytime he's off, it's just their performance falls off a cliff.
Yeah, when you have a guy like Nikola Jokic, he's having arguably one of the best NBA seasons of all time, yet they're wasting his talent. Right now as we just said, they just fired Mike Malone. They're struggling just to stay in the playoff race and not have to be in the play-in. When you have Jokic putting up, he had a,
61-point triple-double. He did have 30-20-20 against the Phoenix Suns.
That's what it was. Seth, you were just saying, when Jokic is there, when he's not there, the Nuggets are a championship team, and then they are a lottery team. You can't say that about the Thunder. If SGA is out, they're still playing
good basketball.
A championship team.
I remember one of the games I watched was SGA was out. It was against the Trailblazers, so do with that what you will. But they still played good as a team, and you have numerous other options you can go to. Like we said in the last episode, J. Will, J. Dub, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. Had Denver ended up keeping Isaiah Hartenstein, he could be a reliable number 2 to Jokic.
Right.
But now we're stuck, and it's Who plays backup center for the DeAndre Jordan?
It's DeAndre Jordan, and that's the issue for Denver. They don't have their backup guy to Jokic. I mean, like, for example, the Thunder. We were just talking about them. You got Chet, and then you got Hartenstein. Like, two solid big men, and the Thunder can win a championship. Right now, Denver, based on what the hell just happened, I don't think they could even make the conference finals. They just fired Mike Malone. I mean, they probably had to go by Jokic with that. I mean, they clearly seem to like each other.
Sometimes I feel like when coaches get fired, I feel like some of it doesn't even get ran by like the the players.
Yeah.
I mean, shit can happen without people just knowing. And it's just like I don't know. I mean, based off of how the whole Luka ordeal went, I mean, like, I feel like it wouldn't be too off for me to say that, like, maybe, I don't know if he was alert or not, but, like, Jokic hasn't been, like, he hasn't been vocal about, like, calling out the front office. The only time I can think of is, like, when they lost against the Wizards, and he was, like, he said something to the effect of maybe some people need to be benched to start, like, realizing, I guess, the impact that they have on that team. But I think that Wizards game was, like, sort of like the beginning of the end because, like,
Yeah.
man, you got swept by the Wizards regular season. Nasty work. Absolutely sick. And it's just, like, every game I can think of that's on my head where Jokic just scored, like, over 50, they just lose. And I'm just like, I don't... Like, what can you really do at that point?
They got to execute down the stretch. I mean, so many games where it's so close, yet Denver just collapses. What I saw with the front office and what they said about firing Malone is that maybe it could boost the energy in the locker room. I don't see how that correlates, I mean, if my coach, who just led me to win the finals, gets fired abruptly, I don't see why I would be happy and I'd be excited to play ball.
I mean, more on that point, it's like, I mean, I heard earlier in the year that, like, like when the Mike Malone and Calvin Booth, like, that whole beef was firing up, people were, like, I don't know, drawn to, like, each side. So, like, players were feeling like, do I have to choose between the coach who decides if I play that game or the GM that could trade me? I mean, they're both gone now. Mike Malone's been there for, like, 10 years.
10 years, yep.
He leads the Denver Nuggets all time in playoff
franchise wins.
Franchise wins as a coach, bro. Like,
and you just dump them on the street.
And I thought, listen, now I know coaching in the NBA is not really like a staple of job security, but I thought Mike Malone was fine.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a thing, Kenny Beecham, he says, like, players after the trade deadline, I'm good, I'm staying. Same thing with the coaches. I mean, right before the playoffs, guaranteed to have a spot. My job is fine. I'm not going anywhere. And then Taylor Jenkins, gone. Mike Malone, gone.
They're doing these NBA coaches like God.
Dirty. And
bro.
I don't know what good that does.
ESPN odds has them at like 49% to fall to the play-in.
I think they won't.
I don't think they will because I have a bit more hope, but it's very possible if, like, everybody else in that 3 to 8 seed shuffle starts winning games like that. I mean, because there's only, like, what, 3 to 4 games left in the season?
Season ends on Sunday.
I just feel bad for Jokic. You're averaging, like, a 30-point triple-double. And
yep.
I think now, especially with the way things are going with Denver as a team, I don't think he's going to win that MVP.
No, the MVP debate is over. I mean, no way your coach gets fired and you'll still be in talks for MVP. 2 weeks ago, my MVP was Jokic, and now today my MVP is Shea, and it's the right answer. Everything's going right in OKC, and you go up north just a bit, nothing's really going well for Denver. You want to talk about that Lakers-Mavs game tonight?
Revenge, bro.
Luka's return to Dallas.
Hey, bro. Hey, and like I said last episode, not like, what was it? Like, I think it was like 6 years ago to this day.
Dirk's final game.
Dirk played his last game. The narratives, man. We really got to start, like, oh my gosh, man. I mean, the Mavericks, for all intents and purposes, are still, like, poverty. Because, like, they still. I mean, they have some of their players. I mean, because PJ's back, Gafford's back,
AD
is back, But like, I feel like that month where it was just like the stroke of bad luck that happened. I'm just like, that gotta be like basketball gods levels of punishment game.
Yeah.
It's just like that. I think an article recently came out about like how the Mavericks are like looking to lose like billions in revenue, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what else you expected, because that's like franchise death. Franchise death. You don't. I will never will it be justifiable, even if the Mavs like three-peated, which I don't see them doing. Not in today's NBA. But even if they do, I feel like they're not gonna make that money back. Like, it's over. It's cooked. Like, bro. I mean, listen. The Lakers will probably win this game, and I'll be very surprised if they don't.
Especially after Luka getting ejected last night against OKC. I think he's coming out tonight with some fire.
Vengeance, bro. He got a coat.
He's going for 50, if you ask me. I mean, I said last week he could go for 60, but it's going to be a heck of a game. And going back to Luka getting tossed last night, he wasn't even yelling at the ref. He was talking to a fan courtside, and the ref thought he was talking to him. Out of the game.
You know what? Listen, usually I'm willing to throw referees a lot of slack, because, you know, it's a very hard job, you know, when it comes to, like, just in, like, the essence of, like, you know, just, like, refereeing an NBA game. I think some of them gotta get their egos checked. I mean, refereeing's been a problem for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, insert clip of SGA getting fouled last night right here by Austin Reeves. Yeah. Are we serious?
Oh, that's a foul! Brutal! Go ahead, Malloy!
It's not.
I'm kind of optimistic about the Knicks.
Do you think we're gonna win against the Pistons?
Yeah, I do. I think Knicks in 6 against Detroit. Knicks in 6. Talking about that Knicks-Celtics game last night.
Man, I mean, they had it.
Crazy. Yeah, right down the stretch, Knicks were with it. It was their first time not getting blown out by Cleveland or Boston outside of the Knicks' first game against Cleveland. But down the stretch, I think I could have coached better. Jason Tatum destroyed Mikal Bridges on 3 separate occasions where he's got him one-on-one in the post, falling away shot. Chicken every time. OG Anunoby did get switched on after that third time, but if I'm Tom Thibodeau, I'm switching OG on him right then and there. Now, 10 seconds left. Knicks up 3. In today's NBA, I'm fouling up 3. It feels like everybody is able to make threes. When you foul up 3, you could milk some time off the clock, shoot your own free throws. But what does Tom Thibodeau do? He lets him play it on. And Jason Tatum, which I think he traveled. That was clear-cut travel. You could put the clip right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I counted 4 steps. Maybe even 5 if you don't count the gather. Step back 3, and it was just butter right in Anunoby's face. And then Knicks just fall in OT. So what I got out of the Knicks game last night was that we can compete. And it was our first game against, first game against Boston and Cleveland where we are all healthy. Mitchell Robinson had a great game. OG Anunoby needs to step it up if the Knicks want any chance to beat Boston in a series. Last night he had 13 points. Prior to that, he's been averaging over 25 points a game in his last 10 games. He can't get locked up against Boston. He's got to just dominate. Jalen Brunson cannot carry the team through the playoffs like he did last year. Our matchups are just way harder than it was last year. And if the Knicks just want any hope, the whole team has to contribute.
Maybe we should get more baddies courtside. But hey, I mean, at least it's not a 30-point blowout.
And we got Cleveland on Friday, so I know. And we got Detroit tomorrow. Like we said, back-to-backs going against Cleveland.
Adam Silver, I'm outside your door.
But you know what? I actually I like having to play Detroit and Cleveland at the last week of the year. It's like a trial of your playoff series. You get to see your matchups. You get to see who you could play better defense on. And I think it's great for the Knicks. But then it would also be great for Cleveland and Detroit. But these are going to be some enjoyable games to watch for the Knicks. Hopefully they could pull out some wins because they got to prove to everyone that they're right there. Just because they're 0-7 against those teams doesn't mean that they're going to get swept. So,
Yeah.
important games down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, 0-7, man. I think they're like
0-7 against the Celtics and Cavs. 0-9 against Thunder, Celtics, and Cavs. If you want to throw the Lakers in there, 0-11. If you want to throw the Pistons in there, 1-13. So, not good.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna be real. I can't sit here and like with full confidence say like, oh yeah, we're contenders, because like we can't beat those teams. I mean, listen, there was the time we blew out the Nuggets, but like the Nuggets are just like us, but like in the Western Conference with a generational player. You know, this is the first time we've won 50 games back to back in a season. So
since the 90s. Or no, was it 2012-13?
Oh my.
I forget.
I mean, hey, at least we're getting wins. We're picking up more.
We're beating the teams that we're supposed to beat. So ESPN always says, the Knicks just can't beat the good teams, even teams above 500. The Knicks are like, I believe, 12-20 against teams above 500. But if you look at teams like the Pistons, if you look at teams like the not the Lakers, the Timberwolves, if you look at the Clippers, like the Nuggets, these teams also have a losing record against teams under 500. And it's just like, some of those teams, there are contenders.
Fringe
contenders. But when
But,
it's
like,
the Knicks...
It's probably because the thing that like separates all those teams from like the Knicks is that like, I guess they've got like too clear cut. Like, I really have no other way to put this, but like considering that like there's been like an underlying hate train, that's what I'm gonna call it, against like Karl Anthony Towns, like discounting all of the things he does well as opposed to like, what he doesn't do well. It's like, oh, he's soft, he can't play defense, he's in foul trouble. Well, it's like, I mean, it's just like, it's like this positive feedback loop. It's like, yeah, sure, he plays the defense that people want him to play, but then he gets into foul trouble, so he lessens back on that defense, and then he's soft, so it's like a never-ending cycle. And moreover to that point, I mean, I don't think Jalen Brunson was considered like a 1A star. Put Becky Hammond clip here.
He too small.
But at the end of the day, they don't have a dude.
He too small. I mean,
Come on.
I mean,
No, he too small.
But
what, he's like 6'2"? I mean, I guess, but like, I don't think Trae Young was like, Trae Young's like 6'1", and even then he was still regarded as like, like a good player, like a star in the league, especially when it came to whooping our ass in that playoff series.
Now people say that he owns the Knicks. He's 7-18 against the Knicks in his career.
And I think the Hawks are the best like 41-41 team out there.
Mid.
Just perfectly 500. Nothing ever changes. I mean, like, Trae Young taking the team to the Eastern Conference Finals was basically them winning a championship. So, like, it truly doesn't get any better than that. I think the NBA media is just, like, used to being, the Knicks just being, like, a perennial laughingstock, that now that we're, like, actually kind of, like, good/mid, it's not, like, it's kind of weird. And, I'm gonna be real, I feel like, and there's like whole, there's like mock trades going around, like, what if the Knicks were to get Kevin Durant, or like
Giannis, and all this and that.
And I'm just like, well, I would just give it like 1 to 2 more years to gel. I think you just need to let the stuff marinate, especially when it comes to like, what we need, or like what pieces we can add. Truthfully, I don't think the narrative with the Knicks will change unless like stuff shakes up. So like the Knicks either have to win a championship in the next like 10 years, even when it comes to just the franchise, it's been a whole cycle of bad luck. So like,
Very.
unless stuff shakes up, I don't see things changing. And I mean, you know, with New York being like the media epicenter of like the world, I guess, other than Los Angeles, it's like you would have thought that like a team like, I guess, because like, sure, we've only won 2 championships, but you'd think we'd be like talked a lot, like, I guess a bit more like favorably, but nah, it's just like
Hatred.
and agony. I'm just like, I don't. What do y'all got against New York? Like, damn. I don't think Tibbs will be fired, but I feel like that's the only really thing you could do to like sort of improve, because, you know, like we said, sometimes you just hit the ceiling, and like you can't go any farther than that. I don't see the Knicks making it past the second round. I really don't.
Yeah.
And
Unless
it's
if
just, like,
some insane
if
injury happens with Boston.
Yeah,
I
but
just-
even then, I don't like our chances against the Cavs, much less OKC.
Well, right as of now, we don't have to worry about Cleveland because that'll be if we could get past Boston. And then we don't have to worry about OKC because we got to get past Cleveland. So
So it's like
my main focus is Boston right now.
Boston.
I should really be thinking about Detroit. I really should.
Shaq said that
Yeah.
he got Detroit beating us. And honestly, my reaction to the video was like, he actually watches the Pistons. So you know what? Hey, I mean, hey man, I'm all for NBA media actually watching the game. Yippee!
Doing their job.
Bringing back journalism one step at a time. The play-in will probably be like almost over by the time we record next week's episode.
Yes.
So we can talk about just like end of the season things and just how the play-in's been going. And if anything happens in the MLB, we'll probably talk about that as well. See ya!
Later.